In the 1940s, a teenager in rural Sweden started selling matches. Not from a shop, from his bicycle. He rode from farm to farm knocking on doors offering small things people needed. Pens, wallets, picture frames, cheap products, delivered directly. The boy's name was Ingvar Kamprad, and he had already learned something most businesses ignore. People do not buy objects, they buy solutions. In 1943, he registered a small company. He named it IKEA. The name was simple, his initials. The farm where he grew up, the village nearby. At first, IKEA sold everything. Pens, watches, small household goods. Whatever people needed. Whatever could be delivered cheaply. But one category changed everything. Furniture. In the late 1940s, Kamprad noticed something strange. Furniture stores were expensive, slow, formal. Buying a table felt like a luxury decision. But for most families, it was a necessity. So, IKEA tried something unusual. Instead of fancy showrooms, they printed catalogs. Customers could order furniture from a magazine. The model worked, but a bigger breakthrough came by accident. One day, an employee removed the legs from a table to fit it into a car. Suddenly, the idea was obvious. Furniture did not need to be transported assembled. It could travel flat. Flat-packed. Boxes became smaller. Shipping became cheaper. Warehouses became efficient. Customers could carry furniture home themselves and assemble it. It sounded inconvenient, but it solved the real problem. Price. Flat-pack furniture cut costs dramatically. IKEA was no longer just a retailer, it was redesigning how furniture moved, from factory to home. But success created enemies. Traditional furniture stores were furious. Suppliers were pressured to stop working with IKEA. Factories refused to sell to them. Kamprad faced a decision: give up or build an entirely new system. He chose the harder path. Instead of relying on suppliers, IKEA began designing products itself. Simple, functional, affordable, furniture that could be produced at scale. Furniture built for flat boxes. The company was no longer just selling furniture. It was engineering an entirely new industry. And this was only the beginning. By the 1960s, IKEA had become something unusual. Not a traditional store, an experience. Customers did not just enter to buy a chair. They walked through rooms, living rooms, bedrooms, kitchens, spaces designed to show how people could live. It was retail turned into storytelling. Visitors moved through a guided path. Room after room, idea after idea. At the end, they reached the warehouse. Rows of flat boxes, products waiting to be taken home. The system looked simple, but behind it was precision. Every table, every shelf, every screw. Designed to reduce cost, reduce transport, reduce waste. Efficiency became the design philosophy, but IKEA was not only about furniture, it was about accessibility. Good design had always been expensive, reserved for the wealthy. Kamprad believed it should belong to everyone. Students, young families, people furnishing their first home. Affordable design was not a compromise, it was the mission. And the idea worked. IKEA expanded across Europe, then across the world. Massive blue stores appeared in new cities, each one built around the same logic. Walk, discover, choose, take the box, build the furniture, live with it. Today, millions of homes contain something from IKEA. A shelf, a chair, a lamp, sometimes unnoticed, but quietly shaping how people live. Because the true innovation was never only the furniture, it was the system. A company that redesigned how objects travel, how stores work, how design reaches ordinary people. And behind it all remained the philosophy of a man who hated waste. Ingvar Kamprad was known for flying economy, driving old cars, reusing paper, not because he lacked money, but because he believed efficiency builds freedom. And that idea built one of the most influential companies in retail history. If you enjoy stories about the ideas that shaped the world's greatest brands, subscribe to the channel, because the next story is already waiting.